again, say who you are, the title of the book, and what your background is, why you're an expert in this area.
I traveled to 3 countries on 3 continents and interviewed 200 people plus inside the company, as well as many people outside the company, including the company's worst critics. So I've done a deep dive. I've done the homework to understand the context of what the company's trying to do, what it's trying to achieve, and what kind of odds it's up against. The fact of the matter is, Rick Wagner has been engaged in a really historic effort to transform General Motors into a modern global competitor. Before that, it was like a Yugoslavia, Tito's Yugoslavia of competing fiefdoms and dukedoms. That Chevy didn't know what Buick was doing, and Europe didn't know what was happening in North America, and truck didn't know what Saturn was doing. They all had different parts, different manufacturing methods, different everything. I mean, it was like a constellation of different companies in different geographies, not truly united as a single company. I mean, I give him credit for being a change agent and trying to bring General Motors into the modern era. There's just a huge gap between the New York political and financial elites and the New York and Washington elites and the automotive elites. They don't really know each other very well. The media and political people and financial people all go to the same schools and hang out at the same clubs and know each other and have an appreciation for the relative importance of each other. But there's just such a huge gap in terms of their understanding of why Detroit is important and why manufacturing is important. So that's part of it too. They just, in other words, they don't have the personal or social connectivity, and therefore don't have a deep understanding of why automotive industry is the largest industry in this country and probably the most important. There's a dramatic gap in where the parts come from. There's also a huge difference in where is the high-end design work being done. Who's doing the computer-aided design work? Who's doing the intricate work of coming up with design for the products? Now, Toyota does some of that work here, but overwhelmingly they do most of that at home in Japan. So it's wrong to look at it as just one job on the line versus one job on the line. That's not the right way to look at it. I mean, one of those jobs on the line, for every one of those, there are 10 others that are much in many cases much higher value added. It also extends into the distribution of the vehicles and into the dealerships and the whole advertising and marketing realm, and even into the sports realm. I mean, the auto industry and General Motors in particular is just hugely important to so many different sectors of the American economy. It's just not something that affects the Detroit area only.